What do you think about white men?
I think it's just the term white man, just immediate turn off.
What do you think of black men?
Love.
Do you think it's racist to, by default, not like white men?
I mean, I don't think so.
I'm not here because of what you think, huh?
Because I think there's a difference between like racism and that's an interesting question.
It is an interesting question.
Yeah, because like I mean I don't dislike, but there is like nervous feeling. I don't know.
So if you met someone who said that they get nervous around black men and that they've had bad experiences with black men, would you still consider that racist?
Ooh, yeah, I see your point.
She just leveled up. She discovered a new skill, thinking. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to link the full video down below, but the title is, Are Voter ID Laws Racist? Now this is from about 7 years ago, but it's still just as relevant and hilarious today, if not more relevant. If you want to see what ignorant racism looks like, then this is basically it. Saying things like, black people can't get ID because they don't have the knowledge, or they don't understand how to use smartphones, or they don't have data. Absolutely insane, but yeah, let's check it out.
Opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far to say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely.
Tell us how.
Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
Minority voters are less likely to have the kinds of IDs that have been described or required.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other places where they can get identification.
You can always get IDs you do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
A lot of people have smartphones, but you might not have data.
For most of the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware or they're not informed.
I also think there's a repression of black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, you're not allowed to vote and everything. And when you look at swing states like Florida, that's a huge population of the African Americans.
Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has an ID. Why would they think we don't have ID?
That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes.
Because I have my ID and my friends have their ID, so we know what we need to carry around.
Everybody that I know have ID. That's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with, ID.
Do you know any black adult who does not have ID?
No, I don't.
Is it a weird thing to even say that?
Yes, it is.
I heard a lot also that black people can't figure out how to get to the DMV.
Really?
What does that say to you?
I know it's at on 25th Street.
Do you know where the DMV is around you?
It's on 125th Street and 3rd Avenue, I believe.
You know how to get there?
Yeah.
Would you have a problem getting there if you had to get there?
No.
I know these sound like silly questions. You know how to get to the DMV?
Of course.
You know where it is?
Yes.
You can get there?
Uh-huh.
No problem.
No problem.
Just checking.
Okay.
And I also heard a lot that black people, especially poor black people, have no access to the internet, can't figure out how to use the internet.
That's just stupidity, honestly. Everybody has access to the internet. Even a little kid can figure out how to work the internet.
I had access to the internet for years.
You know how to use it properly, right?
Exactly. I do it at work. So, of course, I know how to use it. My kids know how to use it. They all have.
What does that say to you for the people who have this perception of black people?
They're pretty much ignorant. That's what my thought process on.
I just think that's ignorant.
Ignorant.
Ignorant. That's the word I'm hearing a lot.
Ignorant.
Ignorant.
It's very, very ignorant.
Does it sound racist for somebody to say that?
I think it is a little racist because, you're putting people in a category and you have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe a little bit of racist in it, but like I said, I think it's more stupidity and ignorance.
You're judging somebody, but you're judging them because they black, saying that they don't got it.
What people are they talking to? Who are these people talking to?
Alright guys, I would say Ignorance is an understatement for these people. Some of the reasons they said for why black people wouldn't have ID is they live in the middle of nowhere, can't figure out how to use the internet, have no money, don't understand the process of how things work, don't understand how to use a phone, don't know that there's a world beyond their local neighbourhood, or are a criminal with a criminal record. I mean, wow. At least we know who the real bigots are, don't we? Not only are they ignorant, but they just don't seem to have any common sense, that they can't use any logic. Pretty much every town in America has a library with internet access, right? So what they're saying doesn't make no sense. Obviously, they're just repeating what they've heard.
In America, 60% of the shootings, robberies, and the homicides are committed by black people, often against other black people. You can't blame it on poverty. You can't blame it on racism. It is the breakdown of the nuclear intact family, and neither side is talking about it.
Let me ask you a question. What do white people do wrong?
What do you mean, what do white people do? I'm not worried about white people. I'm worried about what's going on with us.
But if there's systemic racism in this country, which we know it is.
No, I don't say there is. You say there is. I don't believe that.
Have you ever heard of the term Nigga wake-up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded by an unexpected act of racism.
I'm acutely aware, Charlamagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump. And Joe Biden has lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. And he came in here and told you aren't even black unless you think a certain kind of way. It seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah. Apparently this actually happened after the show. That shit stung him so bad, he actually gave Larry Elder Donkey of the Day right after the interview. That was such a coward move.
Men get pregnant.
Oh, I am.
You're pregnant? Mm-hmm. You are?
Yeah. How about a congratulations? Instead of laughing at me, you could say like congrats or something.
Congratulations. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate
So how far along are you?
2 weeks.
How do you know you're pregnant after 2 weeks?
My stomach's been growling more than usual, and me and him had sex, so I think that's where it came from.
How long have you guys been together?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh.
We were like a one-night stand. I was finna dip, but I was like, that's my kid. I'm finna stay. So.
That's really noble of you. We need more of that. More.
I know we need
like
more
you.
black fathers.
How do you know you don't just have cramps?
No, I have a kid too, so this is the second time this has happened.
So the first time you had a kid, you felt like you...
Yeah, I felt the same sensation I'm feeling now.
Okay, and where did the kid come out of?
You are gay.
That's kind of obvious, right?
Yeah, is that funny or something?
No, you're right.
Our kid's gonna be straight A student
funny,
and gonna be on the basketball team, so.
Yeah, the next LeBron James.
/ Yao Ming. That's kind of obvious, right?
Yeah, is that funny or something?
No, you're right.
Our kid's gonna be black and East too. He's gonna be a straight A student and
funny,
gonna be on the basketball team, so.
Yeah, the next LeBron James.
/ Yao Ming.
You have never been in charge of any system.
Actually, we have been.
No, we've never been in charge of
May I
any
finish?
system. Tell me, what financial system are black people in
Okay,
charge of?
let's
What
take-
healthcare system are black people in charge of? What government system are black people in charge of?
I'm about ready to tell you.
What prison system are black people in
I'm about
charge?
ready to tell you. One of the systems of one of the largest cities in America, Baltimore. Freddie Gray died in police custody a few years ago. The mayor was black. The head of the police department was black. The number 2 person in charge of the police department was black. All of city council, Democrats, majority black.
Still not in charge of the system.
Wow. 6 officers charged, 3 of them were black. A judge before whom 2 of the officers tried their case. The city intendant of public schools was black. The attorney general at the time, Loretta Lynch, is black, as was the president of the United States, was black.
Still not in charge of the system.
Now, from the president to the attorney general to the state attorney to the mayor to the head of the police department to the commissions of the schools in the city and in the county to the majority of city council in that city, all of them are black. And you're still saying that we don't run anything?
Yo, Larry Elder. He just does not miss. Anyway, her identity is this, right? Poor little victim. How can anyone stand being around someone like this? Come on. She's so sure of her own bullshit, she's unwilling to listen. Right? This isn't just unhinged, right? This is pure ignorance.
Moved to Florida. However, it has been hard to make friends, which is natural as an adult. It's really difficult. I work from home, I live alone. I live in a house even. There's just like no way to meet people. So I went to a meetup event, met a lot of cool people, exchanged numbers, got this one from a girl. She invited me to a UFC fight, to watch a UFC fight at a sports bar. Donald Trump shows up on the TV, like he goes to the UFC fight, and the entire sports bar erupts into chanting USA. The sweet girl next to me goes, what can I say? I love the guy. I called an Uber almost immediately. I almost started crying in the bar.
So she enjoyed her company until she found out that they have different opinions. Wow, what a way to just live in a bubble. Anyone who has a different opinion to you, you don't want to associate with them. That's kind of a fragile mentality to have, isn't it? Oh no, it's like her tolerance isn't letting her tolerate other viewpoints.
Is your time better spent working, or is your time better spent at home with your children, not outsourcing their care to somebody else while you're working? For instance, let's say you had a baby, little Samantha. Do you think that little Samantha wants to go and get taken care of by some Venezuelan immigrant while you go work all day? Do you think that that's preferable?
I had an au pair growing up. She was a Haitian au pair, and she was one of the most beautiful, amazing women, and I never felt like it took away from my experience with my mother.
You preferred that over your mom?
I never felt like it took away from my experience with my mother.
That's not what I asked you. Did you prefer it over your own mother?
Probably.
Really? You preferred?
Not every woman can be a great mother. Not every man can be a great father. And
so outsource your kids?
You don't have
That's your big plan?
But you were not a conservative at first?
No, I was diehard liberal my entire life.
Really?
And I mean, like, I literally was like, all cops are bad, Trump's racist, green hair, shave my eyebrows off. Like, I was as liberal as it gets. I did not look like this whatsoever. I post old photos all the time, and people are like, that is not you.
What made liberal look so crazy and conservative look normal? Why do liberals go extreme?
I believe there's two things that turn you from as left as I was to, I would say, as right as I am, even though I'm pretty middle on most things. But I was like, I think it's, if you get money, you're going to naturally become a conservative, and when you just choose to educate yourself.
Yeah.
It's really the two things that turn me. Yeah.
So basically what she's saying is, you're a liberal when you're broke and stupid. When you finally get a brain and you get some money, that's when you decide you no longer want to be a liberal.
Did you know that Black Lives Matter was an organization that was founded by a bunch of fat black lesbians who hate God, who hate the family, order of the family, who hate the unborn child, and they admitted, at least one of them, that they're a Marxist group and they've been trained to do what they're doing. Did you know it was founded by some fat black lesbians?
Wow, so first of all...
Did you know that?
What we're not going to do is insult folks, right?
Well, they claim to be lesbians, and they're fat, and they're black.
Well,
I didn't do it.
So...
But did you know that it was founded by them?
I personally know them, right? So we're going to stop that part.
And you knew that before they joined. What made you join, knowing that? Because normally men don't follow women like that. What made you do it?
Fat, black, lesbian isn't an insult, it's an observation. I mean, yeah, he didn't lie, did he? That is the truth. He's just observing what he's seeing. Anyway, that's the end of the video. So if you liked it, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, if I offended anyone, I just want to say, we do not care. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
75 years. That's how much time you get if you're lucky. 75 years. 75 winters, 75 springtimes, 75 summers, and 75 autumns. When you look at it like that, it's not a lot of time, is it? Don't waste them. Get your head out of the rat race and forget about the superficial things that preoccupy your existence and get back to what's important now. Right now, this very second. And I'm not saying drop everything and let the world come to a grinding halt. I'm saying that you can become a seeker. You can be loving more. You can be taking some chances. You can be living more. You can be spending more time with your family. You can be getting in touch with the part of you that lives instead of fears, the part of you that loves instead of hates.